Welcome to the Big Dog Show, everybody. My name is Parsa Khajazadeh, and I'm the host with the absolute freaking mo. We are doing a new segment on the channel called the Big Dog Talk Show, where we're going to be having conversations on personal development and how we can help each other, how we can help other people, and receive true fulfillment. But without further ado, this video is dedicated to my story. And this video is dedicated to my story and how the Big Dog mentality came about and how my mission on this planet Earth is to help other people. So I want to tell you guys how that all happened and how I became a coach and stuff of that sort. I was lucky enough to have my parents immigrate here from Iran in 1999, and I was born in 2000. So I was born in 2000, grew up in, Colorado, living a regular life up until the age of 4, where my father had seen me one day walking up to school, and I was limping, and he thought I was faking it, and he thought I was joking at first, but I wasn't. And long story short, I got diagnosed with a Perthes hip disease from my doctor, and with that being said, he said, hey, this kid's he's too young to have any kind of surgery on him. So he said we need to let him develop, and around 12 years old he can have surgery. So we waited all the way till 12 years old. I lived my life. People try to harass me about it, but it was a brush on the shoulder, because to me growing up, I was just like, if you have to hit somebody on a point where they can't control, it means nothing. It's just like you don't have anything better. You don't have anything better. But we'll dive into that later. So grew up, and in middle school, one day I was in my tech class and I fell on the floor. And literally, almost on the verge of tears. I was just in so much pain, and I couldn't move. I couldn't move my legs. We went and we had another doctor visit after that. They took me out in a wheelchair. We had the doctor's visit, and they pretty much told me, hey, he's going to need surgery now. So I was 12 years old, and, surgery really didn't bother me too much, and I kind of went through the process. I was kind of excited about it. A little bit weird, I know, but it was a 6-hour surgery. They took out my entire hip, and after they had taken out my entire hip, they cut all my muscle to get down in there, took it out, shaved it in a way that it wasn't going to keep on grinding with my pelvis, and put it in a different angle and put 3 bolts into that joint. So we went through surgery. I was bedridden for an entire month, and then for the next 2 or 3 months, I was on crutches for 2 crutches, and then another 2 to 3 months, maybe 4 months, I was on 1 crutch. I was on 1 crutch. It sucked. It sucked being on crutches. I was, in the 6th grade. All I wanted to do was go outside, play some football, and be like the other kids. But, that didn't happen. And so I kept a positive mindset about it. I had this one thing that I told myself when I was a younger kid. I said, there's 2 things that we can do with this. This is something we can't control at all. But there's 2 things. And I said, we can either take this and we can use it as something. We can use it as something to help other people grow and develop. And we're going to have to push through the pain. But or the second option was going to be that we came back and we made it an excuse our entire life, and we use it as a crutch, and we don't get anywhere where we wanted to go. That's exactly what happened in that sense. And I told myself I have a decision at 12 years old, because a lot of times, kids at that age, stuff's coming up, people are getting hurt, this and that. You start to think. So I made the decision, and I said, I'm going to use this as my motivation, and I want to help other people with this. One time specifically, I remember just walking up the street. It was about a year or 2 after, and I was walking up the street, and man, I just fall to the ground. Recovering for surgery is very tough. That big of a surgery, and I'm still recovering from it, I like to say. And it was tough. But like I said, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. They told me in my entire life I would never be able to do any physical, big physical sports, that I could do swimming if I wanted to, if I could do bike riding, whatever. But I pushed myself, and I was hungry. I was hungry for it. And I started spring football before high school, and played football all throughout high school, and also did wrestling as well for about, 2.5 years. I never used it as a crutch. I never used it as an excuse. Let me tell you, there was days upon days just in so much pain. Literally, just the way that I would describe the pain is that, I literally felt like somebody had a knife and they were just stabbing me over and over and over in my hip. But like I said, I'm not telling you guys this for self-pity. I don't need anyone's self-pity. I feel great. I'm just saying this is my story. So, and I want this to help motivate you. Like I'm not trying to say, oh, like this happened to me. I want this to motivate you. So if you are going through anything, if life's getting you down, to push forward, to keep going. But I went throughout all high school, with this issue, and there really wasn't much of anything to fix it. It was like either you do it or you don't. And I kept pushing through the pain. And I will say this, ever since I was a young kid, and when I was saying before, and I had that conversation with myself, I always had this feeling in my gut that said, we got to help people. And I know, like, it's just, no, I'm serious. I mean, truthfully, I really did want to help people. I really did. And I think that gives me the most fulfillment in anything, is to help people and help them be great and help them be the best versions of themselves. And I felt that. So after, I went through high school and I did it. I pushed through, varsity, all that mumbo jumbo. We did good. Not amazing, obviously. It's tough. It's a little bit tough. We got through it and it was tough, but it was great. All the connections, I wouldn't trade it for the world. My coaches, all amazing people. The connections I made, they're amazing. So after high school, I was lost. And because every time I did a squat, even though my leg hurted, every time I did a squat, it was to get off the line quick. Or if I ever did a bench press, it was to hit somebody harder, right? But after high school, I was just like, what's the point of working out? What's the point of health and fitness? I hated the gym. I'm not going to lie. The gym was a very painful place. I mean, especially the workouts we were doing in high school. It was a very painful place for me. And I hated the gym, but I still went. But my diet was off. I was eating whatever, and I was eating a lot of it. And little do I know, I gained 55, 60 pounds just like that. After high school, I was just lost. And something kind of triggered me. There was one day, I remember specifically, it was nighttime. It was like maybe 6, 7, 8. And I was just like, you know what, man? There's a lot of people out there. And I knew how to lose weight, because I was in, varsity wrestling, and you guys know how wrestling is. You cut weight like crazy. So I knew that, but I wanted to find the healthier way, because that wasn't healthy at all. I mean, that was God bless America. I still don't agree with it. I think they are kind of cracking down on it, but I had a lot of bad habits on losing weight. So a lot of bad habits, so many bad habits. And I still kept those bad habits after high school, like eating like crap and then trying to go starve yourself for a couple days and just feeling horrible. Eating like crap, starving yourself, which was, it was a super bad. And I was just like, dude, I was like, we're not going to be able to keep eating this junk food. And then after that, going and starving ourselves for 3 days and feeling absolutely horrible. I was like, we got to lock in on our diet. But kind of going back even to what I was saying, like I was working out that night. So I started to lock in my diet. I started meal prepping, and I just felt this amazing focus. But I was in the gym on the ab crunch machine, and I tell myself, I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that need help, that they don't know where to go. They don't know how to take that first step, and I want to help them. And that's when I started my research. I became a certified coach, about to become a certified nutritionist as well. So I'm super excited about that. And I fell in love. I fell in love with biomechanics. I fell in love with nutrition as a whole. I wanted to know exactly what's going in my body and how it's going to affect me. So I just became obsessed. I became obsessed with working out. I love working out. I mean, not saying like I was in there 3 hours a day in the gym or anything like that, but I became obsessed. And I love food, and I love to see how food works in our bodies. And I think it's something that we all should be mindful of, I should say. I think that's a really good word. I think it's mindful. It doesn't have to be like your number one priority, but I definitely think everybody should be mindful. And that is also how I got in, I found a coach to help me become a coach and to help mentor me in that. And ever since then, I've been able to help others as well, it's the biggest blessing. And I mean, like I said, if for anyone out there that's just like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start, just start with what makes you happy and what makes you get fulfillment. Fill other people's buckets up before you fill your own. And I'm a big believer that when you do that, you will feel that fulfillment, and therefore that fulfillment will then transgress it will help you in your regular life, in your work life, in your family, in your health and fitness. So like I said, I don't tell you guys my story for self-pity. I've never asked for anyone's self-pity. I think it was actually years after, like, even in the program, I'm sure like they probably knows, but they just never asked me. But I never even told my coaches. Like, it wasn't until a couple, like 2 or 3 years in high school sports where I was like, hey, like, I have this issue. I'm sure they noticed. I limp everywhere, so not too big of a deal there. But yeah, I wanted to tell you guys this, and I think it's important, and I think I've been wanting to share my story with you guys and tell you guys, hey, like, you know, this is how it all started for me. It all started, and it was something that I couldn't control, but the message that I want to send out is there's always going to be limitations. There's always going to be limitations, and it doesn't matter when, who, how, whenever. It doesn't matter. It's important to understand those and be aware of those, but to keep pushing forward, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to do it for you. It's you and you. You know, a lot of people nowadays, they're looking for other people. They're looking for that hand to be held out to them. They're looking for reasons to give up. And it's just like, it's a one-on-one thing. I can guide somebody in the right direction, but at the end of the day, if they just don't want it, if they don't want it for themselves, there's nothing I can do. You can have a $1 million coach. It doesn't matter who you have. But if you don't want to do the work, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get where you want to go. So you need to want it, and you need to want it bad. And I wanted it bad. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my gosh, I'm crazy successful. I'm happy. I'm happy, and I love the place where I'm going. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a know-it-all. I'm not. I'm still learning so many things as well as I'm sure so many other people. So I wanted to tell you guys my story and where I came from, how I came from, and what I came from. And and then also talking about like the big dog mentality. The big dog mentality just came from me. It was in high school, and people, obviously saying the word big dog, but it was just like, have that gear, have that mode where it's just like, you're in that mentality, you're in big dog mentality, man. Whether it's pushing a crazy amount of weight, whether it's getting up every single day at 5 a.m., doing what's got to be done, executing every single day. That's the big dog mentality, man. And I'm surrounded by big dogs, and I help other people become big dogs through big dog coaching. So that's where the big dog mentality came from. And it's a message for other people. We're all big dogs. We just got to get there. Some people, hey, we start off small, we grow. Everybody's got a big heart. So it's just like, we got to grow from that. And that's where the big dog mentality came from. Big dog coaching came from. The big dog show came from. And that's where all that came from, man. So I'm super excited. This YouTube, I love doing YouTube, and just the platform that they offer to be able to connect with so many people. It's a blessing. And this is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. We're just getting started. I mean, we got years. And one of my biggest mindsets, and I think it's helped me, is beat everybody. I'm not trying to say I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to beat everybody. But what I will say is beat yourself with consistency. Because I feel like a lot of people, it's a one-on-one. It's a mano-a-mano. It's a 1v1 thing. You're just trying to beat yourself. And just be consistent. Be consistent. Keep uploading, and your time will come. I know it's kind of like a blind thing, but God, hey, let go and let God. I heard that quote the other day. Fire quote, by the way. Let go and let God. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I could have went on and on about my story. There's so many different things that I could have added into there, but like I said, this was just a general summary of it. I know it's a longer video than usual, and I really hope you guys got something out of it. And what I wanted you guys to get out of it is don't let the limitations stop you. Don't. Keep going, keep grinding, keep eating, and it's an everyday thing, a step-by-step up the mountain. You don't get everything you want in a day. You don't, a lot of times, not even a week or a month, maybe probably not even a year. So that's what we're all in this. We're all in this together. We're all taking step-by-steps up the mountain, and I'm excited to do this with you guys. So, hey guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This was the Big Dog Show on the Big Dog Show Talks, the Big Dog Talk Show. A little bit wordy there. So I'm super happy that you guys watched, and hey, I love you guys. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, comment what you guys want to see from us next. Love you guys.